Hello and welcome to the channel, and welcome to what is soon to be my studio room. Apologies for the audio on this first bit. As you can probably tell, I haven't got my usual setup with my nice mic, so what you're hearing is just the audio on the GoPro. But at the time of recording this section, my girlfriend Millie and I have just got the keys to our new place, and so that means the studio room's going to change. Now, I just wanted to put together a bit of a video, partly for me just to document the process, but also to give you guys at home a bit of an explanation as to why the background of the videos changes. Because going forward after this video, what you're going to be seeing in the background of all of my videos is going to be different, and is going to be what this room eventually becomes. So as you can see at the moment, it's very yellow and very bright. Don't worry, it's not going to stay that way. But I've got a bunch of decorating and setting up to do. And then eventually when I'm set up, I'll take you through the setup and all the gear I'm using, as well as a few nice little upgrades over the previous studio setup. But for now, let's cue the montage of getting this room into good shape. And so here we are in the new studio room. As you've just seen, it's gone through a bit of a transformation, and most importantly, it's a lot less yellow than it was when you saw it first. So I'm now all set up and as close to being finished with it as I think I'm ever going to be, although really, any home studio or any studio at all for that matter is always a work in progress, isn't it really? Because you're always trying to do things to improve it. But I am so incredibly happy with the setup I have here now. It's going to really boost my productivity, I hope. And just the upgrades I've put in over the previous rig that you saw me record all my videos in, it's just night and day difference. It's going to be so much nicer going forward. So I'm going to switch over to the GoPro now and just give you a little tour around of what my setup's looking like and how I'm doing my recording now. So this is the view I have when I'm recording a video. As you can see, we've got Logic on the screen, which is recording the audio you're hearing now. And yeah, Mac because Logic. So we'll work backwards through my signal chain because that probably makes the most sense. So obviously the MacBook and Logic are the final point. All the audio going into there is going through my 8920 and my Octopre, which are ADAT connected, giving me a whole bunch of inputs, 18 if you want the exact number, which is really useful and means that I can have everything wired in. Now this is where it gets a little bit more complicated because of all the things I have wired in. So we'll work around the room. On my left, I have my Nord piano, which is now not in the back of shot and with the mirror, so I'm no longer going to get those hilarious, "Oh, isn't your keyboard long?" because those comments were so funny, but no more because the keyboard's no longer in shot. So the Nord is connected into the Octopre, so that's taking up 2 of my inputs. This is just camera and lighting for recording stuff. Going over to the other side of my rack unit, I have the Reload 2, which I have made a video on previously. Make sure you check that out if you haven't seen that. But this is doing all of my guitar stuff. if I move the DRP out of the way, I have a patch bay which allows me to access the back mounted effects loops, which adds effects loops to whatever you're running in, which is a really nice feature. My only gripe or problem with it is that when you're rack mounted in this way, it means that you are not able to, not that you're not able to, it just means that accessing those patch bays which are on the back is a pain. Or those effects loops, sorry. So the patch bay just makes that a bit easier. And it is switchable on and off, so that's what the foot switch is for. And then finally I have my pedal power ISO 5, which means that if I have any pedals on the desk here, whether that's for recording or for videos, I can power it like you would a pedal on a pedal board and not have to go through so many 9-volt batteries. And then obviously with the Reload 2, you need amps to plug into it. And so up this side of the room is my amp collection. So just going through these very quickly, because I'm sure someone will ask in the comments. We've got the Valve State 8100, a Vox AC15, Orange Dark Terror, the PV Rage 158 from the original £100 rig, my PV Bandit 65, the Laney K35 Twin Reverb, a Marshall SV20H, which is a 20-watt plexi head, and the Fender Super 60. And then kind of moving on with the guitar theme still, I have my guitar rack, which I'm still yet to fill because some of my guitars are still at my parents' house. But currently I have my SG, my Ibanez EHB headless bass, my PRS S2 single cut semi-hollow, and my Fender Telecaster. And then as you can see in the back of all of the shots, I've got all my pedals, which I'm not going to go through because there's loads of those. Moving back to the desk, underneath I have got my regular recording pedal board, and then obviously, as you might have noticed, to either side, all of my monitoring I'm now doing through this pair of Yamaha HS7s. The final thing to look at is the pull-out tray under my desk, on which I have my Pan 01 DI box from Palmer, the Trave Reamp box, which is also from Palmer, and then my Korg Minilog polyphonic analog synthesizer. So that's a quick look at my setup and all of the gear I'm using. Obviously then all of that stuff is running through the pair of Focusrites to get into Logic so I can record it. But it is so nice having the pair of Focusrites, which gives me enough inputs to have all of this stuff wired in at the same time. So just when it comes to ease of recording and, you know, creative workflow, whatever you want to call it, it's just been so nice. It does mean that it is just a case of changing the channel in Logic and you've got signal running through. Obviously I'm still settling into this setup, but I'm hoping in the long run it's going to really speed up my productivity, and it means that I can get new videos out quicker and get my own personal tracks, meliorism stuff, produced and just through the works quicker. And I think it is absolutely going to be worth the bit of money that I've spent to upgrade the rig. But that'll just about do it for this video, so let me know your thoughts on the rig down in the comments below. And I would just like to say a little thank you for all the support on the channel. Now that we are making a little bit of money, some of that's gone to helping to fund this, and just the continued support is massively appreciated. And as you can see, the measures are in place for lots more videos to come. So as always, the only thing left for me to say is thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.